me. Um, the report, the papers. All right, here we go. All right. Looks like the hot topic has been DaDa. So, this is how I taught today. Yes, I had this on because I actually passed out in my clothes. And then this morning I woke up a little bit, a little last minute, and I was just like, where's my blue vest? And here we go. So, Lala, teacher Lashandra reporting. Now, if you are a current DaDa teacher, you work today, if you had work today, then you may have realized that there is a new leave policy that is rolling on out and is going to go into effect July 1st. Now, there are pros and cons to this. For me, it's a pro. For some of you, it might be a con. For a lot of people, it's like a super pro. But it really depends on how many regulars you have. Okay, so you're probably like, what? What do you mean how many regulars? It depends on how many regular students you have. The more regular students you have, the merrier you will be. Let me show you why. Like to hear it? Here we go. Okay, so I just decided to screenshot this. Well, screen record this. This was just put up for us today. New leave policy announcement. I'm gonna make it bigger so you guys can see this. So let's just make this bigger. Oh, that's too big. Too big. Back out. Okay, that's good. New leave policy announcement. Dear teachers, we have updated. Do you hear the pitter patter of little feet? That's Jude. You missed them. Dear teachers, we have updated our leave policy thanks to your feedback. The changes below will come into effect in July 1st. Leave time limit is calculated by the number of booked class per hour your leave request might affect. So, class hours. All teachers can apply for 8 class hours, which is 16 classes per month, without any penalty. Now, some of you, 8 class hours, it depends on how much you teach. If you teach super duper duper part-time, that could be a lot of days for you. Like, say you're only teaching like 2 hours a day. That's like 4 days of leave without penalty if you're only teaching like 2 hours a day. So, all teachers can apply for 8 class hours. They mean a whole hour, which comes up to 16 classes because each class is 30 minutes. That is without penalty. So applications for short-term leave must be made at least 24-hour notice. 24 hours in advance. Teachers with more than 16 regular students. Now this is where it gets juicy for some of us that have so many regular students. Teachers with more than 16 regular students can apply for 1 extra class hour per student, penalty free. Example, if you have 18 regular students, you could apply for 10 class hours of leave next month, penalty free. The number of students is calculated on the 15th of the month prior to the month you apply for leave. For example, if you apply for December, we will take into account the number of regular students you have on November 15th. So in the month, like right now, it's June. If I'm applying for leave in July, they're going to take into consideration the students that I have as of June 15th. So maybe next month I gain 2 more. They're not going to count the 2 more that I gain, and they're going to go by the number of students that I have at the time of June 15th, and that's how they're going to do it. So it's kind of like basically they're going to do it pay period per pay period. So you see what I mean? So the cutoff date of the pay periods is how they're going to calculate the amount of leave that you're able to take. Okay, because we get paid on the 15th of each month. If you didn't know that, we get paid on payday is the 15th of each month. last month I got paid on the 18th. That's because the 15th was on a Saturday, and it took super duper slow for my pay to come in. Okay, other changes. Leave time must be at least 30 minutes. So, yeah, you can't be like, I just want to take the first 10 minutes of class off. Or I'm just going to just not do this 15-minute trial, well, 14-minute trial, but I'll be there for the next one. You got to take the whole 30-minute block, okay? So leave time must be at least 30 minutes. Applications for leave can be made on the teacher's iOS and Android app. Happy teaching! DaDa. Okay, back to me. Okay, so for someone like me, or some of you guys have like 20. One lady, let's see, she said she had like 27 regular students. 27 regular students. So just that's a lot of leave that she's able to take because she has 27 regular students. So the base that she gets is what is that, 16, right? 16 is the base, and for everything over 16 regular students, so she gets 11 extra hours of leave. So she gets the 8 plus 11. That's 19 hours of leave that particular teacher gets. 19 hours of leave, penalty free. Now that is awesome. I mean, then I guess it depends on how many hours you teach in one day. Like, is that going to be a whole day for you? For me, 19 hours of leave, that's like a whole week, pretty much. That's almost like a whole week. I just take a week off. Like, I'm just going on vacation, no penalty. And that's short term. No, that's short term leave. Okay, short term leave. Long term leave is, different. But that means she can take, like, say she's like, you know what, I'm just going to give up all my, I'm going to give up my this 2 days a week for the rest of the month, here and there. She can do that, you know, whatever, however her schedule is. But you see what I mean? How it's adding on hours. So everybody gets 8 hours. Now, for some, if you only have 16 regular students, but you work more than, like, say in one day, you work more than 4 hours, you know, I mean, you work more than, well, let's see, one day, for some people, that's like 3 hours, right? So for me, that's like 3.5 hours a day, 3 hours, about 3 hours, 3.5 hours a day. So that's like 2 days. So it really depends on how much you work. That really depends on how much you work, because on my regular days, if I'm not taking any part-time, I really only do like 3.5 hours, without part-time. That's 3.5 hours. So it could really be really good for you the more students that you have. It will cover you and you would be fine, and there would be no penalty. Now, you still have to do that before 24 hours. You can't do it like 2 hours in advance and be like, well, you're going to get the penalty still. You're going to get penalized. So they're strict, but I think they're, based off of our responses on how they were going to do the leave. That was like some raggedy stuff that they were going to do. And so they retracted it. And they thought about it for a good long time, because that was months ago. That was like 2018, months ago, okay? Like a while ago. And now they released a new leave system. So for a lot of teachers, this is beneficial. For some, not so much. That it might only equivalent, might be my own, might only be the equivalent to maybe a day and a half of leave, as opposed to, a whole 2 days maybe. So chime in. What do you think? How do you feel about that? I would like to know, just let's make this a fun, well, all the responses may not be fun, but that's okay. I would like to know, how many regular students do you have? So drop how many regular students you have. I have 20. So that puts me at what? I get 12 hours of leave. So I get 12 hours of leave penalty free a month. So how long are they going to keep this? I don't know, but I'm digging it because I have 20 regular students. So it's all good for me. Now, if you were to drop drastically with your regular students, then your leave is going to drop maybe down to the minimum of just the 8 hours. It just depends. So I'm at 12 hours of leave with 20 students. Where are you at? So when you calculate your leave, how much leave would you get? So drop down where you're at with your leave and how much you get. Well, where you at with your regular students and how much leave you get. There you go. I'm all tongue twisted. So, until next time, Teacher Lashonda reporting some DaDa news, and it's TTF.